Hello, everybody. This is just going to be a quick little Sonic news video. All I want to talk about is the brand new Amy Rose and Sonic and just uh, drama that's been blowing up on Twitter and YouTube and stuff. And I want to share my thoughts. And it makes me angry. It really makes me angry because I love Amy Rose the Hedgehog. I love Sonic the Hedgehog. I love Son Amy. And I think Sega of America right now it made a mistake. So in one of the new Sonic books, not IDW or anything, in one of the new Sonic books, they changed something about Amy Rose where they basically kind of underplayed her infatuation with Sonic and are just calling them best friends. Which it's still good that Sega is saying, "Oh, Sonic and Amy Rose are best friends." That's a good step, but they're not just best friends. They're soulmates. They're lovers. They love each other. Like it's going against some of the older stuff. As much as I love Sonic Frontiers, and I've heard this take from other people as well, it was a good step, but it was also a really bad step. Because yes, it brought us more Son Amy moments. The Japanese version is amazing, and Amy Rose was okay. But I don't know. I have nothing against Ian Flynn, but I think he definitely struggles to write Amy Rose sometimes. And Amy just felt very bland, and her interest in Sonic felt very like underplayed. Like it's still there, but it's very underplayed, and that's like really annoying. Because Amy, I hear this argument brought up by like Amy Rose detractors or people that don't really care too much, and they're like, oh well, if Amy Rose loves Sonic, she's not mature, and Amy Rose needs to be mature. Amy Rose can be mature and still like Sonic, and the characters don't need to be mature. They're fictional characters that you can do whatever you want with them. They don't need to be mature. Yes, there's a timeline, but like they can have character development like Amy had in SA1 or in Frontiers, kind of, or like in Unleashed or other stuff. And Sonic is another great example of having character development and yet still being himself and stuff. Like Amy Rose can still love Sonic and have feelings for Sonic. Sonic can show his feelings and still be Sonic, and it doesn't really affect too much besides for like some fan reception, but that's really not that big of a deal in my opinion. Rose has also been like being pushed on these fucking tarot cards. I have nothing against tarot cards. I think it's cool Amy uses them again. But like it's not her whole personality. Her hammer, her Pico Pico hammer is like her main weapon. I liked it the Sonic Frontiers DLC, Find Horizons. It was pretty good, but oh my god, Amy Rose was underplayed so much with her abilities. It was all fucking tarot cards. It sucked. It really did. They had the chance to make Amy Rose amazing, which they were close to, but like they fumbled it. They fumbled it. They really did. And I think Dream Team was a better step in the direction for Amy Rose than Sonic Frontiers in some regards. In some regards, I think Sonic Frontiers, like, it's a great game. It's one of my favorite Sonic games. Don't get me wrong, but it made some mistakes, and I think they should have been more upfront with Sonic and Amy's relationship in my eyes, because I think it's caused because of how carefully they played it out in the English dubbed version of the game. I think it really caused a lot of like confusions, and even in Sega themselves, like the American and Western part of Sega, because the Japanese Sega, the real Sega, you know, isn't afraid to ship Sonic and Amy. They're not afraid to make them have moments and stuff. But for some reason, Sega of America has just always struggled to do that for some reason. I, ever since the beginning, which is really just annoying. So I hope this gets resolved. I know it's not as big of a deal as some people are making it out. I know some people are definitely being toxic about it, and I don't support being toxic about it. I don't support hating on others for their opinions, and I don't support coming after people and stuff like that. But I think it is a good argument and to bring up, especially for Sega of America. And I think definitely the people that are adding Sega of America and being very toxic isn't the way to go. But bringing up this light and having a respectful conversation with Sega of America on social media, or being like, hey, this is a really big problem for the Sonic community and Amy Rose. Let's fix this. Because I like Ian Flynn. I think he's a good writer. He's done a lot for the Sonic series, but he does fumble Amy Rose sometimes. And, I think he definitely underplays Sonic and Amy's relationship sometimes for the paycheck when Sega of America's like, hey, can you do this instead? And I don't know if Ian Flynn, ships on Amy or not, but I think he definitely does like them more than usual. But I don't know if I'm making any sense. I don't know. But yeah, but this is not bad for Son Amy because we still had a lot of good Son Amy stuff this year. I mean, Valentine's, we had the whole Sega shop themed of Sonic and Amy Rose for Valentine's. We had a bunch of new Amy Rose and Sonic Valentine's merch and stuff. And I mean, not that long ago in 2025, we got that Chaotix IDW special comic where Sonic and Amy Rose were on the date in the museum. So it's still pretty cool. We're still getting Son Amy stuff in English and in the Americas and stuff. Uh, It definitely is a little scary for Son Amy fans, this, because I don't want them to underplay Sonic and Amy's relationship. Because, Amy Rose still loves Sonic. Sonic still loves Amy. My thoughts on it, Amy Rose can still be mature and grown up while still loving Sonic, still being energetic and giddy, while still having her more mature roles like in Sonic IDW, Sonic Forces, and stuff like Sonic Frontiers, and stuff. And Sonic can still be Sonic. He can still do all of his Sonic stuff and be Sonic himself, while still showing some feelings for Amy, like we've seen in some IDWs and other stuff. And I mean, even in Sonic Frontiers, he's kind of done that before. Just it was underplayed. Hopefully, Sonic Movie 4 is like a good thing. I know they're not going to do like a lot of Sonic in Sonic Movie 4, obviously, but at least some like hints and some like cutesy moments, because it makes sense. It would work, especially with some of the stuff that Jeff Fowler has said. So I'm hoping they do some Sonic stuff or some Sonic references or stuff like that. But yeah, Sega of America, please learn how to write Amy Rose. Please stop undermining Amy Rose and Sonic's relationship. Maybe have a discussion with Sega of Japan. Takashi Lazuka, I love you. You're a great, amazing person, and you do so much for the Sonic series, and you do so much for Sonic Team, and we really respect you. And I don't know how much you have over the sea of Amy Rose development in the Western world, because I know you do you work on both Sonic Team in America and Japan. So I don't know, but we need to fix Amy Rose, because she is being pulled apart by both parties right now. Where the people are, where one side is like she needs to be mature and stop loving Sonic like this, and the other side is like, which I'm on, where it's like she can be mature, she can have character development though, and she still likes Sonic, and she's kind of stuck in the middle, getting ripped apart, and it's really, really sad to see as someone who really cares about Amy Rose and also Son Amy. So yeah, what do you guys think? Comment down below, and yeah, let's pray for Amy Rose and Son Amy.